I always say starting a new business is like trying to mount a galloping horse.
Welcome to episode 2 of Shop Local. Today we're going to really focus on independent care, beauty, kind of small businesses. Now, why do small businesses matter so much? Independent small businesses in local towns recirculate so much more money than like national chains. 2 to 3 times more goes to the local economy and stays there. Money stays in the local economy through wages, rent, local suppliers. Local business traffic increases to adjacent businesses, helping everyone. Speaking of help, I want to shout out today's sponsor. We're going to talk about them later, but I just want to tell you that this sponsor has helped me save over $1,000 a year. More on that later.
Hi, I'm Stacy Lard. I am the owner-founder of Cosmetic Solutions of Bartlesville, and I've been in business for 8 years.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Braden Mayhew, owner of Braden May Barber Club right here in Bartlesville inside the Comanche Center. We opened this business in January 12th.
My name is Madison Yazzie Thompson. I am the owner of Blend Salon here in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, and I've been in business for a little over a year.
So I've always loved makeup and playing with makeup in theater and in dance. And so whenever my youngest son was getting off to go to college, I decided I need to do something with my life besides work out all the time. And I found cosmetics and I found permanent makeup.
I would say it started with my mom. She was a beautician growing up, and then on my days off in school, sitting in the barbershop or the salon was always fun.
I love making others feel beautiful, so that's what brought me into this industry.
So with this business, you have to work under a doctor's license in the state of Oklahoma. And my husband happens to be a dentist, so that just kind of worked out for me. But it's really hard to get started in this industry in Oklahoma because of that, because not very many doctors are willing to let you work under their license. And so right now we're the only ones kind of in this area.
I've always understood that standing behind the chair was my business, and that started 11 years ago inside my mom's garage.
When I was ending high school, I realized that it could be a really lucrative business for myself and give me more flexible hours to be with back then I didn't have a family yet, but my future family.
I always say starting a new business is like trying to mount a galloping horse. There's so much that you don't know, and you just are constantly keeping up to that. And so in the beginning of my journey with opening a business, it was just constantly working. I was working 6 to 7 days a week. And a lot of times I didn't know exactly what I was doing. So I was like trying to consult people that knew more than I did, which was pretty much everyone at that time. And then I got to a point where I got a little overwhelmed because of it. And I brought in my daughter to help, and she's the one who pretty much runs things now.
The little necessity cost, toilet paper, paper towel, stuff you don't think about but still makes the place feel welcoming and like home.
Not just the business and my personal business in the salon, but also how much responsibility I feel for the other girls in here. I don't want to just be successful. I don't want just Blend to be successful, but I want them to be successful as stylists on their own too.
So I love being able to provide this service for this area with permanent makeup because there's not a lot of people that are able to do it. It's different in a small town. Like a lot of my friends that live in Tulsa and Oklahoma City charge 3 to 4 times what I charge because they have to pay a doctor, they have to pay rent, there's a lot of things. So because I'm in a small town, I am able to offer a little bit better prices. Also trying to keep up with like the latest on everything. I was in Europe this past year, just getting updated on all the new procedures, all the new things that are coming out to do with permanent makeup. There's a lot of it, and so it's a lot of keeping up constantly with the new trends.
I would say now it's not so much money driven, but more so people driven. We like to hear the community's feedback and make sure we're taking care of the people.
It's everything. A lot of these people have been with me since I was 19 years old, so I've shared big moments with everyone. Yeah.
So many women come in here and, like me, they don't really like to put on makeup. It's just something we do to make ourselves look a little bit better. And so whenever you're able to help someone feel better about themselves, that's the most rewarding part of my job. We also do paramedic tattoos for women who have had mastectomies, and that's very rewarding because you have women who are already probably at some of the lowest parts of their life, and you're giving them a little bit of hope. So we love doing that.
I would say the relationships we build behind the chair. That's all in all. And then a place where barbers could come and grow and succeed.
Growing those relationships. Like I said, I've been through everything with everyone almost. Babies, weddings, funerals, you name it.
Quick pause here to thank our sponsor of today's video, Boom Mobile. For 20 years, my cell phone bill has been one of the highest items on my monthly budget. The carrot on the stick, of course, is getting that new phone every 2 years, which keeps you in contract and locked in for 2 years, basically overcharging you a ton for the service so that you can get the phone. Luckily, I finally wised up and switched over to Boom Mobile. I save over $1,000 a year. So now if I want a new phone, I just buy it outright. And speaking of local, when you call for help, all of their operators in the United States, which is a huge help. One of my favorite things about it is that once you sign up or once you start a plan, your bill never changes. It's always the same. There's no usage fee or overage. It's just what you pay for. So check out boommobile.com today, and let's get back to the video.
So I think at the very beginning, when you start a business, there's financial things that you have to purchase. And so all of your risk comes at the first of it, mostly with permanent makeup. But then also, I just don't think I understood that financially too, you had to keep buying things and that you had to keep continuing my education. And so a lot of that is trying to keep my prices balanced so it's affordable, and also being able to make money, because that's kind of the point of owning a business. But the risk is always that balance between providing the best that I can for my clients and yet being able to still make something.
I would say that has it. That's that adrenaline rush to nervousness. I don't think as humans we'll ever be comfortable with taking that risk. So change is change, it's new.
I have always been one of those people, I think you got to risk it to get the biscuit. So I'm not really scared of it. I knew I had the passion and the drive to make this go forward, so.
Staying local, one of the benefits is that I know a lot of the people that come in here, a lot of people know me, and so they trust me. And then I always say about every one person I get in here, I have them refer 2 people to me. And I don't think you would really get that from a big city, because I think part of the reason they refer me is because they know my personality and know me well. But being in a big city is a lot more expensive to run a business like this. And I think it's like 60% failure in bigger cities just because the cost is so high.
That first year of being in business, Bartlesville kind of made that decision for me. My first day, I think I ended up doing, let's say, 20 plus people. So I think they kind of set me home.
I'm originally from Bixby, but I moved here about 10 years ago. And once I was in Bartlesville, I fell in love with it. I love the community, I love the vibe, I love the atmosphere, and of course, everyone here too.
I think I definitely thought about walking away probably the first year that I was doing this, because it was so expensive, so many new things, and I was, like I said, trying to mount a galloping horse. It was just too much work, and I had to learn that I needed to ask for help, and I had to figure out ways to lessen my load so that the business could become more successful. I think delegating is probably not my strongest strength, but I had to learn to delegate in order to make my personal life successful and my business successful.
More times than none. The only thing that stops me is that it's no longer me relying on this business. It's my barbers and the community as well. So that's what keeps me going every day.
No, I haven't thought about walking away yet. Like I said, I have a good tribe behind me, so I know it will be successful.
Failure is quitting to me. I don't like to fail, so I don't quit. And just keep keep pushing and not stopping. I mean, I think with business, you have to be pretty balanced in that, because you can't financially take down the ship. You have to be balanced in quitting if that's where it gets to. But luckily, I've just tried to be persistent in that. Success is when, for me, is when a client is like so excited about the ending procedure and how much they love it, and then they do refer someone to me. That makes me feel so great. And it's not really about me, it's about making them feel good, but it's a benefit that comes with my job.
Failure isn't taking a loss. I think failure is just straight up giving up or quitting. Success is just keep showing up every day. I mean, that's enough.
I don't think you can have one without the other. I think there's a quote basically that failures are just on your way to success as long as you have optimism.
Find out as much as you can about the business. If you're lucky enough to know someone that's doing a business that's similar to it, go sit with them for a week. Go ask if they'll let you see their books. Really learn the ins and outs, because there's so much more to a business than just selling something. There's books, there's inventory. There's so many different things that come with a small business. So find out everything you can. Really do your homework.
Just stay planted. You know, even through the storm, the sun's got to come back out eventually.
Outwork. That's what you have to do. Someone's always going to come in that's a little bit more talented or has it a little bit easier, but you can always outwork someone.